In this video, I'm going to show you how to make Kukicha twig tea. And the twig tea, it's actually made up of the roasted twigs and stems of the green tea plant. So you can see in there. Now I've got my teapot here on the stove. This is a cast iron teapot I got from Aldi. Quite an expensive one, and I can use it directly on the gas flame. You can get these sorts of teapots at tea shops as well, so have a look out for them. Of course, Aldi is quite a cheaper version of this kind of teapot, so you can sometimes spend up to $70 on a teapot like this. Now I'm going to add one tablespoon of twigs into my teapot. I've already put water in there. This is about a 750ml pot. It's quite full. There's not much space in the top still. And we're just going to turn this on. And from practice and timing of making this tea on a regular basis, I find it takes 6 to 7 minutes for it to come just to the boil before it starts to overflow. So I don't want it to get too hot, but 6 or 7 minutes usually does the trick. And then the tea is pretty much ready to drink. What I do then is I pour out a cup for myself to drink, and then I immediately top it up again. And I just use that 1 tablespoon of twigs, and that can last me anywhere up to a week. If I have 1 cup a day, maybe a little less, maybe 4 or 5 days if I'm having more than 1 cup a day. But even so, I usually get a lot of use out of those twigs until the tea gets quite weak, and then I just replace it completely. So I'm going to let that gently come to the boil, and then I'll pour the tea when it's ready. Alright, so the tea's been on about 7 minutes. I'm going to switch it off, and I'm just going to leave it for now a couple of minutes just to steep, because this is the first time I've used the twigs. If I reuse them, I probably wouldn't let it steep so much. I would just pour it straight away. So I'm just going to leave it for a little bit longer. If you don't have a teapot, you can also use a saucepan, just a small saucepan, and make your tea in the saucepan, and then just keep topping up the saucepan as you pour out a cup. Of course, you'll need a strainer. My teapot has an inbuilt strainer, so that solves that problem. Alright, so I think it's probably time to pour the tea now. So I've got my teacup, grab my teapot. Because it's been on the stove, it's going to be hot, so I'm using an oven mitt. Really important. First time I did this, I almost burnt my hand. So pouring the tea. It's a nice brown colour, and it's got a beautiful aroma. So I'm looking forward to having this cup of tea right now. Cheers!